still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah.
This is the move for those who.
What we do here is go back.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha, and let me start off by saying, Gamer Bud, I'm not that hairy. I'm just not. But thanks anyways. But hey, for all of you playing the shirt guessing game, we got a little something new here for you. This is the one that I was waiting for, the one that kind of got messed up, shall we? Let me kind of stand up a little bit so you can kind of get the full, the full gist. Shinanju. With, by the way, which side is it? This side. with the commander patch on the sleeve. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I really like how this came out, and I might make this format a thing. Maybe. We'll see. You know, with the logo and the kind of the... I'm getting caught in the chair. With the... Whoops, wrong side. With the name and the number and all that stuff. So, yeah, I might make that a thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But hey, welcome everybody. It's Monday. You survived the weekend, thankfully. This week's going to be interesting. Let's just say that. It's going to be interesting. If you saw the heads up image on the social medias, you would have noticed the note that said, important in all caps, make sure to watch Wednesday's stream. And I can't downplay that enough, because Wednesday's stream is going to be chock full of new things. Just, I don't want to say anything in terms of details at this point, but you definitely should watch Wednesday's stream. That's all I'm saying. It would behoove you to do that. So yeah, you should probably watch. And there, you know, there's some things that you probably expect, and then there's probably some things that you're not going to expect either, which adds to the mystery and the flavor of it, and the tease, if you will, like Chris R had said in in the chat, and also Freddie. So yeah, so Wednesday, you guys, is going to be a lot of fun. Make sure to tune in. I'm telling you right now. If you don't, you'll miss out. You can always watch the afterplay, but it's more fun to watch it live and interact, ask questions and everything, right? So yeah, so why don't you do that? That should be fun, right? All right, so hey, business real quick. So if this shirt is not yet in the store, it will be soon. It will be soon. Maybe Wednesday. But in the meantime, if you want to see other cool shirts and stuff, go check out the Chowder Mecha store. Hit chowdermecha.com, hit the store button up at the top. You'll be transported to the store, where you will see shirts similar to this, hats, bags, etc. Pick you up some stuff. It's a good time. Also, if you see any of the tools, materials, and thingamabobs that we're going to be working with here tonight, if you're interested in any of that, you can find most of that stuff just below on the Amazon link on YouTube and also on Twitch. This side, if you're watching on Facebook, yeah. And there's some really good stuff in there. Really good stuff, you know, tools, like I said, materials that we use, supplies and things. We've also got books for inspiration. We've also got camera gear listed in there if you want to get into streaming, which is a whole lot of fun. Whole lot of fun. So, all that stuff is in there. Check it out. Young Bonbon says, can you list your entire backlog? Potentially, yeah, I probably could. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that you've bought. I wish I bought Amazon. Shit, I wish I bought stock in Amazon back in the day, Young Bonbon. That would have been a smart play, wouldn't it? But hindsight is, as they say, 20/20. So, no. Yeah, so, hey, Chris R. says, oh, by the way, Billy Estrada said, hi, everyone. I mentioned his skills were brought up on the streams last week. Yeah, man, Billy's sick at building. He's really, really good. Young Bonbon over there on Twitch, he says, I'm interested in going deeper into building. Well, you're at the right place, man. You are absolutely in the right place. Bingo. And I agree. Okay, so for everybody not on Twitch, Sorvon0 just said kind of the comment of the day here. He says, if you're going deeper, if you want to get in deeper in modeling, get tools, not kits. Yes, that is strong. That is a very, very strong comment. One that I absolutely 100% agree with. Yeah. Get tools. Tools will help you become not necessarily better, but they will help in the modeling process. And I've said that time and time again. So yeah, young Bon, dude, if you've got a few kits, focus on those few kits, you know. It's, in my opinion, it's quality, not quantity. That's why I didn't finish a single kit last year. Didn't even finish one, right? Started on a few, didn't finish one. That's why, you know, that's why I produce very, very slowly, is because I focus. I focus on the little things. And you'll see that if you, you know, continue to hang in with the stream and everything. So, yeah. So, you guys, what else? What else? Yeah, watch Wednesday's stream. I can't tell you that enough. I really can't. It's gonna be so chock full of good shit that you're going to be regretful if you don't watch it. Yeah. Yeah. Anywho, all right, so we're going to work on the GM Spartan tonight. Maybe in a couple other different little things, because I was working on these cylindrical pieces, these things here. And Andrew Young over there on the good old YouTube, little Andrew, he thought that they were fuel tanks. And these are not fuel tanks, actually. These are the support arms for the upper arm support for the Jesta's base. So what I had to do, I actually had to lengthen these about 1 centimeter, and I'll show you guys kind of how I did that real quick, because it took a little bit of work to lengthen these, because these are acrylic rod wrapped with styrene tube, so that I could paint it a little bit easier and detail it and things like that. So let's start off by showing you kind of what I did here, just real quick, just so that you guys can kind of get the understanding of how to do something like this, because you can do this even though it's not acrylic. You can do this with styrene or resin or what have you, right? It's the same principle. So we're gonna actually start with that. And let's do this. Let's go to camera 2. Ba-bang. And then let's get zoomed in pretty good. Just like that. All right. So let's get some of this junk out of the way. Just toss that off to the side there. All right. So here are the arms, right? So you can see here the acrylic tube, or the acrylic rod, right? And it started out life just like this clear acrylic rod, right? Just that. And this acrylic rod actually fit perfectly inside this styrene tube. That's kind of why I went with this solution here. But to my dismay, it was a bit too short when I went to mock up the parachutes and everything on the Jesta's support arm. So I actually had to extend these out by about 1 centimeter, 10 millimeters or so. And you can see, where's my little pointer? There it is. You can see here, this was the original length up to this point, right? And then I added this bit on here. Now, this being an acrylic rod, obviously you can see through it. You can see this white styrene rod inside, right? So basically what I did, cut about a centimeter piece of acrylic rod off the main acrylic rod, drilled in a hole about 4 millimeters wide on both sides, popped in a 4mm styrene tube, super glued all that together, and then flushed everything up, make sure that was as centered as possible. And then went to town on it afterwards, just sanding it down smooth. So this is completely, you know, on the same level. And so here's the other one for comparison. So both of these are essentially now just one piece of acrylic. These are very, very strong. The super glue holds really, really well because it has a lot of surface area to grab onto. And so yeah, so this is all one piece. Now, the other problem that I had was this piece right here and right here. These were not there because this tube being 10mm shorter, this was not here. This actually ended just below this little coupler here. So I had to cover that up. I had to come up with a solution to cover that up. So what I did is I cut another piece of styrene tube, fitted over here, glued that down, and then cut this larger kind of coupler looking thing, and then popped that over the seam. And then what I did, obviously, from there was just kind of scribe in some nice thick lines around those couplers, so that when I go to panel line and everything for this, it holds that kind of pseudo shadow, that panel lining fluid really, really nicely. And then also I scribed in a couple lines just for flavor right up here. Now, these both get caps on the ends, and let me grab them here so you can kind of get the full effect. They both get these kind of these caps here at the end, and these will be painted obviously in a different color and things like that. But you got the slit right down here at the bottom for the wire to go through. So when this thing extends out from the upper support arm, there's going to be a piece that actually goes inside this tube. The steel wire will come out of there, and then the parachute support will hang down from that. So that is that's essentially the look of the support arm, which I think is really, really quite nice. So yeah, very happy with that. But again, this is basically just pinning, just on a much larger scale, right? Usually with pinning, you know, you use like small brass wire or rod, maybe even like a steel pin or something like that, and secure two pieces together. With this, obviously, I used styrene because it was much beefier. So yeah, this worked rather well, and I'm very, very happy with this. So now both of these are ready for primer, and then eventually to paint as well. So good things to start off with there. And yeah, Andrew, they're not fuel tanks, buddy. They're not. Spider2K2, he's over there on YouTube. He says, Tim, going to say this, I'll try to get on Wednesday for watching the stream, but can't guarantee work takes over life. Absolutely, and I 100% agree with you, man. Priorities, right? I'm just some dude on YouTube. Don't worry about it if you gotta work, you know? Let's see. Young Bonbon over there on Twitch, he said some of the joints were loose, so I just put nail polish instead of cement. Yeah, anything that helps to widen the clearance on loose joints will help. Nail polish works. A bit of super glue before you put the pieces together also works. Yeah, whatever it takes. Let's see. AGA, what is it? AGANEJ2. I'm sure that stands for something and it means something. Over there on Twitch, he says, very nice. Scribing is a great way to detail. Absolutely, I agree. Kenneth Sim, just curious, why don't redo new one? That's a lot of effort for your correction. Yeah, actually, it would have been more work to create a new one, simply because of drilling the holes into, let's see if it'll focus. Yeah, drilling the holes into this acrylic rod. it's not easy because this acrylic rod is pretty tough stuff. So it took a few minutes just to drill this 4mm hole in here, and then also to get it kind of semi-centered and, you know, all of that. I'd rather stick with what I've got, because the support lines for the parachutes are already essentially custom made to fit these slots here. So yeah, it actually would have been more work to just recreate these things. And plus, I kind of like the look of this better now, rather than it just being one straight, boring kind of tube. Now it's kind of got a little bit of level difference, some scribe lines in there, and I really actually like it better. So, you know, happy accidents, right? Happy accidents. Bob Ross. There you go. Let's see. Andrew Young, they would look lovely as fuel tanks. I agree, but they're not fuel tanks, Andrew. You're killing me, buddy. Scuffle says, evening, folks. What's up, Scuffle? Jabman025, what's up, Jabman? Fan of your work, good sir. Keep it up. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Spider2K2, James, number 2. You're more than just a dude on YouTube, Tim. You're a respected dude on YouTube. Aww. Well, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. AGA-NEJ2, just call me Alex. Cool, I can do that. LO, got a question about preparing pieces. How far do you assemble before you might take it apart to sand wash, prep parts to begin customization? Great question. Alex is over there on Twitch, for those of you guys wondering. You know what? Let's get back to camera 1 here real quick so I can kind of answer that. So what I do is fully assemble the model first, right? So similar to something like this, the Johnny Ridden 2.0, right? Fully assemble it, you know, kind of inspect it a little bit, see where, you know, the potential problem areas are, especially with, you know, tight tolerances in terms of where the plastic might grind, especially like in the joints, or in, you know, kind of the skirt area, or even like the head and neck area. Places where I might need to sand down a little bit now, because when you put primer, paint, clear coat, decals, more clear coat on top of this thing, that tolerance is going to become thinner and thinner and thinner. So if it's already thin now, you might want to sand it down a little bit in preparation for that, right? So fully assemble it, take a look for it for problem areas, disassemble it, and then go to town. That's what I usually do. So, Alex, hopefully that answers your question. That was a good one. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching, too. Let's see. Man, you guys are killing it in the chat right now. I'm telling you. Let's see. Chris R. ordered 2 of your shirts. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Really do. Space Rat 53. I like the Molotov liquid chrome markers. Used them on some mechanical and inner frame detail parts on a few kits. They are pretty damn good at achieving real chrome, the real chrome look, right? So yeah, I agree. I actually have one of them, but honestly, I don't personally find a use for them too much. Mainly because I don't really get into chroming things, if that makes sense. So for those of you that do, I'm not going to knock it. It's a pretty cool look, but for my aesthetic, my personal build aesthetic, it's just not me. It's just not me. But I agree, Molotov chrome markers are the shit. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi. Everybody's saying hi to Jabman. Nice. Bailey says, Space Rider 53, make sure you don't touch the parts that you've Molotov for like a week to prevent smudging. Yeah, that is one kind of con, if you will. They do tend to be soft for a while. So you can leave fingerprints in them, smudge them like Bailey said. So yeah, once you coat them, paint them, whatever that you do, however you apply it, make sure to leave it there for a little bit and not touch it. So that's a good call there, Bailey. Hey, Mr. B, what's up, Mr. Barack? He says, Iris and I are passing by. Awesome, thank you. To my favorite Gunpla couple, Barack and Iris. Welcome back, guys. It's good to see you. That's awesome. Yeah, long time not passing through. I know, right? I know. But hey, you know what? You've been busy, and you guys look like you've had an amazing New Year and everything like that. I follow those two on Instagram, and yeah, it seems like they're having the time of their lives. So that's awesome. Thank you guys, and welcome back. Let's see. Andrew Young, guess who got a Kshatriya 1/100 coming in the mail? Time to quit plastic and go to resin. Andrew, you can never stay focused on a single thing, can you? But I can't blame you for getting a 1/100 Kshatriya. I would probably do the same. And it's the Super G cast of Kshatriya. Nice. Space Shark 53, yes, that's what I've read to do with parts I used them on in response to Bailey saying, you know, don't touch that Molotov for a few days. Yeah. Let's see. Keep going down, keep going down. Andrew Young, it's why Bandai can't make a 1/100 Master Grade Kshatriya. The quad binders would destroy the legs on it. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the biggest hurdle for Bandai to make look and function properly, are the binders, because there's 4 of them hanging off. Small connection points on the shoulders. So yeah, I think that's going to be a big hurdle for Bandai. But they've made big kits with weird, weird stuff hanging off it. Look at the XS, with the 2 big fuel tanks and the boosters on the back and the whole 9. So you never know. It might have to come with a stand, just a stand. But hey, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Let's see. Alex over there on Twitch, he said, I've had a few nightmare scenarios regarding snap pieces trying to disassemble them. They actually become extremely difficult to do safely do so. Okay, that's a good point. Okay, so shit, and I don't have the tools in here right now to show you. I'll be right back. Nobody go anywhere. Stay right there. Don't move. All right, here we go. All right, so let me show you just real quick kind of my methodology of how to easily snap build and then how to easily take it apart. Okay, let me grab a snap piece or a scrap piece here real quick. Okay, so let's go to 2 camera and I'm going to show you this real quick, Alex. All right, and this is for everybody. This is my methodology, right? This is obviously an old, Zeta 1.0 leg, right? Terrible model. But it's good for kit bashing, tutorial, scrap builds, and stuff like that. And obviously, shit, I didn't do this, this practice to this kit beforehand. So keep that in mind. All right, so you've got the pegs and everything like that need to slot into the receiver holes, right? The big problem is when you try to separate those parts again, you can get stuff that happen like this. The peg snapped. Now, I don't care about this kit because it was in my scrap box and whatever. But for those of you that are wanting to build a kit you know, in the future, taking that apart easily is a very important thing, right? Now, some people will say to cut the pegs at a 45-degree angle. That is one method, yes. Completely valid method of doing that. But in my opinion, a little bit more time consuming than what I'm about to show you. And actually, I kind of like my method a tad bit better. So, something like this. This is basically just a Dremel, kind of a Dremel bit, right? And it's inside of one of these nice, you know, balled pin vices. And there's a set of these that I've gotten on Amazon, and it's in the link. All of these different, let me try to fold this down here. All of these bigger ones across the top. Now, I've stored actual smaller bits down here. You don't get all of these. You just get the bigger ones, these big old ones here in this set. So keep that in mind. But again, very, very worth it. You get a ton of these different shapes here. So what I do is I take one of these little kind of pointed conical bits, right? And then just go in the receiver holes, just like this. 10 rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now that has ground out just a little bit of plastic to where when you insert that peg in there, it's going to have just enough bite, just enough friction to stay together. But then when you pull it apart, or you try to pull it apart, it just comes apart super easy. That's what I've done to the Sazabi. That's what I've done to the Johnny Ridden. The whole thing, every single receiver hole in this is ground out. Same thing with Sazabi. And as you can see, there's no parts falling off, right? But this is easily able to disassemble. Watch this. Here, let me go on one camera to show you real quick. Whoops. Over here. Watch this. Look at that. Right? Now, it's not falling off either. Same thing. Boom. Right? Now, some obviously are a little tighter than others, and perfectly fine. But again, front part, back part, easily pops off, but again, easily holds. Now, when you go to paint, primer, clear coat, all that stuff, that thickness of those connector rods will beef up, and that will increase the, I guess, the grip strength or the friction of that rod into that receiver. Worst comes to worst, you can place some super glue or something like that on there. So yeah. So hopefully, Alex, that helps. So get you a set of these things, nice balled pin vise, and one of these grinding bit sets. You'll be perfect. You'll be perfect. So there you go. And again, Amazon link down below. You'll be able to find them really quickly. They're pretty inexpensive as well. But yeah, that definitely has helped disassemble parts way easy. Now, if you don't want to drop the coin on those bits, you can actually achieve somewhat similar things with a good old number 11 X-Acto knife. The problem that you're going to run into, though, is on the larger diameter holes. This may not fit down in kind of like the short receiver holes. This may not fit in there. So that's kind of a drawback of just using a knife. But in a pinch, you can do that too. But I highly recommend the bits and stuff like that. It makes it super easy. Super easy. So there we go. Hopefully that helps. Anyway, Kenneth Sim says, Tim's method helps not worrying after paint fitting. Yeah, for the most part, you know. When I put the Jesta back together for final assembly, and I've said this to you guys in the past, final assembly for me is just the worst. It's the most nerve-wracking part because you spent I've spent months of my time, you know, carefully putting this thing and crafting it and all that. And if I was to break something or mess something up or crack a piece, I'd want to throw it against the wall and just call it a day. So to prevent that, that's another method of helping you when you go to final assembly. You know, the biggest thing, especially with final assembly, is you do not want to brute force those pieces. If you find yourself having to really kind of push on pieces, stop. Just stop dead in your tracks. Think again, pull it back, and then come up with a solution as to why that part is not going on like it should, and then execute. You know, maybe you have to drill out the receiver holes a little bit for those pegs. Maybe you have to scrape off a little bit of plastic and paint to make that fit just perfectly. It's problem solving. So never brute force a piece when it comes to final assembly, because you will regret it and you will break something, scratch something, it will ruin your day. Food for thought. Food for thought. Anyway, so you guys are definitely talking up a storm. Superset 5, hello everyone, what have I missed so far? Nothing much, man. Superset's over there on Twitch. I just kind of stressed to everyone, hey, make sure you watch Wednesday's stream because it's going to be awesome. So make sure if you can, watch Wednesday's stream. If not, check the recorded version afterwards, but it'll be good. Lots of new things coming on Wednesday. Lots of new things. And then we're just kind of answering some questions, talking to the chat and stuff like that, showing some techniques for making assembly a little bit easier, disassembly even easier, all that good stuff. So, welcome. Thank you for watching Superset. Hisaki Art, it is kind of nerve-wracking. Dude, it so is. Jason Cataldo's over there on Facebook. What's up, Jason? He says, good evening. Thanks for coming by, Jason. Appreciate that. Hellsting Oz unit over there on YouTube, and it won't be as hard as normal to put back together after painting. Nice. Yes, that's the key, guys. That's the key. Hey, look at that. Plowrobo 85. Took me a while. Plowrobo85, thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. We appreciate that. Welcome to the family. Thank you for watching too. Awesome. So yeah, so it does make assembly and disassembly and then final assembly, yeah, a lot easier. A lot easier. It doesn't make final assembly easy, key, but it makes it easier. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So, let's see. One thing I wanted to touch on here, Spider2K2 James 2 says, Bailey, honestly, I'll wait until the next hobby show to get confirmation on the Alex 2.0. Yeah. Okay. If you've been a follower of my streams, you have probably heard me talk on multiple occasions about the infamous, nay, villainous master grade Alex. It's just it's so bad, you guys, and I've explained why it was so bad, because it was bad even when it came out back in the early 2000s. But if you happen to keep up on the good old Facebooks, the groups and stuff on there like I do, you saw Bandai drop a teaser of what looks to be some sort of new Alex. Now, We don't know if it's a master grade. We don't know if it's a real grade, high grade, perfect grade for that matter. We don't know what it is. We can only speculate and assume. Now, my friend Silver Maverick Gunpla over there on Facebook, Ricardo, he sometimes watches the streams and chimes in and stuff. Good dude. He's over there in Japan. He's stationed over there. He always gets the scoop on these things, you guys, and I trust him just immensely. So he has stated that there has been no official release in terms of scale yet. So we're waiting. We're waiting. Now, it's my hope, it's my sincere hope, that they do an Alex 2.0. Simply because the Alex 1.0 was so bad. Like, if you've ever built the original Zeta kit, the original Zeta Master Grade, the Zeta 1.0, you'll understand what a truly terrible kit, Gunpla kit is. Think about it on those terms. Equal part and parcel to the Zeta 1.0. Sloppy engineering, bad proportions. How it even got past the development stage is shocking, for lack of a better term. Shocking. It's that bad. And it was, I remember when it came out, because I was still somewhat new to the hobby. Yeah, it was amazing to see the Alex come out, but then when you got it, it was an utter disappointment. Absolutely. Just an utter disappointment. So, what are you going to do? So, fingers crossed for an Alex Master Grade 2.0, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was a real grade or a high grade or something like that, to be honest. Because Bandai likes to dash hopes of many of the Master Grade fan base. So, what are you going to do? And it'll probably be P Bandai to boot. So, just a big fuck you to the fans from Bandai. What are you going to do? Let's see. Andrew, okay. There you go, Andrew. You're welcome. You're killing me, kid. You're killing me. You don't know when to stop. So there you go. Let's see. Except Zeta 1.0 was Master Grade number 5. Yeah, I mean, it was early on, but hey, what are you gonna do? All the earlier, somewhat earlier Master Grades were kind of, but, eh. What did I do? Andrew, come on. Stop fucking around. It's not funny anymore, dude. You and I have had to talk about this. You and I have had to talk about this privately. You gotta know when to reel back the jokes, right? Come on, man. You're 21 now. Time to buck up, little camper. Disrespect. Nah. Not disrespect. Just a bit of discipline. That's all. Just take it like a man. You'll be fine. Trust me. You'll get it back. You'll get it back. Don't worry. Just a little slap on the hand. Nothing major. Come on. Put on your big boy pants. Alright? We're big boys here. Let's go. Even though we play with toy robots, we're still big boys. Let's do big things. Alright? Cool. Alright, so camera 2. Alright, so last we talked, we were working on these shoulders here, right? This one doesn't want to stand up for some reason. Maybe because I'm on a weird incline. whatever. Anyway, Jeremy Chassange over there on Facebook. Men got late into the stream. Hopefully I can see it in my days off. Yeah, dude. Thank you for watching, Jeremy. Appreciate that, brother. But yeah, watch the replay. That's what it's there for. Have fun with it. All right, so okay, so last time we spoke, we were looking at the Chasagni. Dude, I kill names, dude. I'm so sorry. Spell it out phonetically for me, and I'll try to get it right. But my bad. Jeremy says, "Rest in peace to my last name." That's so fucked up. Oh my god. Shazan. Oh, for real? Wow. Okay. Shazan. Sorry, dude. I never in a million years would have gotten that. Never in a million years. So, Jeremy Shazan on Facebook. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. See, spell it phonetically, then I can put the pieces together. But other than that, my pronunciation on shit is just poo-poo. But thank you for the correction, brother. Thank you for watching. And hey, we friended up earlier. Thank you for that, too. Appreciate that. That was nice. Let's see. Superset 5, my birthday present to myself came in the mail today. A Master Grade GM Dominance, AW decals, and The Art of Titanfall 2. That's a good book. That is a good book. Seriously. Very good book. Scuffle says, over there on YouTube, says, oh, by the way, I got better at those bevels. I taped sandpaper to an extra I.O. cover from the back of one of my computers. There you go. I mean, that works, right? I guess. Thanks for the tips, everybody. Nice. Look at you. Scuffle's coming along, you guys. That's awesome. That's awesome. RF Aurora, where's the new Titans test team shirt, Tim? New Titans test team shirt? No. Oh, you were thinking, okay. So you were thinking, I know what you're thinking. You were thinking about the hat that I had mentioned. Yeah, the hat got canceled because it was too complex in terms of the embroidery. What are you gonna do? I can't simplify it down any more than it was already simplified down. So it is what it is. Make an advance Hazel t-shirt. Oh, kind of like in this format. Yeah, you know, like I said, I might make this a thing, you know? So yeah. Might make it a thing. The AW decals are fire. Got them from where? The AW, I love those AW decals because those are by the same people that make the Steel Soul photo etch parts, and they're really, really pretty nice. The print quality and the thickness, durability, color saturation, all that really good stuff that goes into making a good decal is on par with Haikyuu. Now, the one thing that I will say about AW decals is the clarity of the text is not on par with Haikyuu. It is not as clear. So some of the very, very small type does look like blobs, little itty bitty blobs, but it's not a deal breaker because nobody's going to get up super close to your model to really tell the difference. But other than that, yeah, man, the AW decals are really quite good. I might have to order me many more sets because they are very affordable. And they're on. You can get them on Taobao for pretty cheap too. So there you go. Top-notch printing AW decals. Edge disappear on the surface. They do, yeah. And I put a few on the Jesta, and yeah, they just kind of just butter smooth, like sprayed on. Kenneth Sims says the Chibi Hummingbird probably can print for a t-shirt. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. I am in the process, though, of kind of taking that into Illustrator and redrawing it in the vector format, so so I can blow it up as big as needed, because I think I would like that on kind of a nice big poster print to hang on my wall, but in the format where it is right now, it's just in a PNG format, and it's big, but it's not necessarily big enough. So Corey DeYonker, for those of you guys that don't know, did Links53 on Instagram and on Twitch, you guys. He was nice enough to draw the hummingbird in chibi form. I commissioned him to do that, and it came out amazingly, and I fucking love this thing, right? I will sit sometimes and just stare at this thing in utter marvel, because it's that good. It came out just adorable, right? And I love it. So yeah, t-shirts, posters, might get, you know, my wife to make some stickers out of it for me, so I can plaster it on the workbench along with a bunch of the other stickers that I have on here. But yeah, he did just an absolutely amazing job, and his commission prices are just mind-bogglingly reasonable. The cost to make the hummingbird for me, that finished piece that everyone saw, $30. Yeah, $30. Now I can collectively hear a lot of you saying, what? Yes, $30. 30. 3 $10 bills got me that hummingbird. Yeah. And his commissions are open, so I highly, highly, highly recommend, if you have a model that you have created that you might want to get some artwork done for it, maybe in a chibi form, man, hit up Corey, because he's an amazing artist. He's done amazing work. Good guy, and he passes all rights to the artwork to you, so you can do whatever you want with them, which is amazing. So yeah, man, just he's really good. So check him out on Twitch and also on Instagram. Links53 Designs, Links53. Maybe it's just Links53. I can't remember off the top of my head, but just type in Links53 and you'll probably find him. Quelo over there on Twitch, he says, Links has done a few things for me, nothing but awesome. I agree, brother. I agree. So, yeah. Kenneth, yeah. The hummingbird chibi is in the works. But like I said, I just kind of have to go back and meticulously redraw that in Illustrator to get a vector format of it, so we can kind of get it blown up and get it really, really nice, nice and printed for you fine peoples. So yeah, it's in the works. It's in the works. Freddie Torres says, yeah, he's done about 4 commissions for me. Yeah, and that's kind of, honestly, Freddie, and that's where. That's kind of what put me onto him, was seeing the stuff that he did for you, and a couple other people, but mostly you. The Mad Max bear that he did for you, and your avatar on like Instagram and stuff, the little chibi version of you. Yeah, that was kind of what sold it for me, man. So yeah, I went and looked at his Instagram page, and I was like, man, $30, that's not bad. So hit him up on Facebook and said, look, hey, you up for doing the hummingbird? And he's just like, oh yeah. So and then the cool thing is that he live streams the whole process of him putting the artwork together. So one night after, what was it, my stream, maybe last week, I think it was last week, it was a week ago from today, just Twitch rated his channel, went over there, watched him like for probably a good 2-3 hours, just going to town, building and drawing, creating the hummingbird chibi, and it was awesome. It was amazing, and so that was a really enjoyable experience too. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about Corey and his work. If you want to commission him, he does other things other than you know, Chibi Gunpla. Check him out on Instagram. He's got the full rundown of his commission prices and structures and everything like that. I think the Chibi Gunpla at $30 was like his most expensive type of thing that he, you know, takes on in commissions. But yeah, man, awesome stuff. So check him out. Let's see. Spider 2K2, James 2. Tim, you should get the Wound Wart emblem as a shirt. It's so good looking. If you need a reference, hit me up on Facebook. Yeah, dude. Send it over, because I don't know if I have that one, and if I do, I don't know which one it is. So yeah, shoot me an image on just on Facebook. Just send it over, and yeah, I'll take a look at it, because I have a few different kind of Titan Test Team logos kind of in the archive, so to speak, just as, you know, raster images, and yeah, let me see. Guelo over there on Twitch, he says it was funny. I asked him on like a Tuesday, and he told me he'd have my Rick Dom with an airbrush done by Friday. I had it on like late Wednesday night. Yeah, dude, me too, because he said that when I touched base with him, I think it was like a Friday or Saturday before, and he's just like, yeah, no problem, you know, probably get to work on it by Wednesday. And Monday night, boom, done, right? So yeah, I was very happy with that. Very, very happy. And I'm an extremely patient person, so even if it would have taken him a couple weeks, I wouldn't have cared. But that just goes to show you his talent, ability, and customer service, really. So Freddie Torres says price list is on Twitch channel too. Yes, it is on his Twitch channel. Thank you for reminding me, Freddie. Let's see, Freddie Torres, and we're going to commission him to make a SCM GMC mascot. Nice. I couldn't imagine something better at that point, to be honest. Andrew Young says, you know, Mr. Dash has all the Titans Test Team logos in HD images. Yeah, I mean, as do I. I just don't know which is which. So, cool. Yeah, they have a lot of high-Q products in stock. Who's that? That's Hasaki. Where are you guys talking about there? I don't know. Anyway, Jason Cataldo is signing off over there on Facebook. Good night, Jason. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out, brother. Andrew Young says he has them commented as to which is which. Oh, okay. Rock and roll. Hasaki Art says, nice. You get into high Q stuff, hot damn, you'll be spending a lot of money. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, and like Freddie says, you can order directly from HiQ now as well, which is really quite nice. For those of you guys that don't know, HiQ Parts is the maker of high quality metal detail parts, as well as probably the finest quality decals in general in the modeling world, and they're more specifically geared toward the mecha genre of scale modeling. I use them on all my builds. I love high-Q decals and metal parts and stuff like that. Matthew Lorico over there on YouTube says, whoa, what's their website? hiqparts.com, hiqparts.com. They are located in Japan, I will say that. But again, like Hasaki Art had mentioned, you can order directly from them. They have all sorts of different decals in different scales. They have 100, 144. They have red, white, orange, gray, dark gray, black, holographic, gold, silver, blah, 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 pastels, all that stuff. Oh, you're talking about HLJ? Poo-poo. HLJ is junk, you guys. I'm just gonna say that now. I used to be a big fan of HLJ, but then they just kind of got too big for their britches. If you're going to order something, if you need parts or things like that from Japan, there are several different avenues you can take. So, number one, my Japanese vendor of choice, obviously I've said this many, many times, is Hobby Search, the 1999.co.jp/eng, whatever. Just look up 1999.co. Hobby Search is the absolute best in my opinion because they have the highest amount of stock on the most versatile of hobbying materials and parts. I've ordered from them many times and they have never failed me, not once. Their stuff comes quick, and it's really, they've got great prices. If they're out of stock on something, you can hit the email to remind me, to tell me when it's in stock. That is very quick, by the way. So yeah, Hobby Search, top notch. Hasaki Art says, I believe it is easier to order from HLJ since on their official site you got to email in your order. Huh? I believe it is easier to order from HLJ. What? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Who do you have to email to order? I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe something got lost in my reading of it. I don't know. No, like I said, you can. Oh, on high-Q parts. Sorry. Juan Fuentes, thank you for the sub over there on YouTube. Appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome to the family, and thank you for watching. That's awesome. Wait a minute. Does that... Let me see something here. Does that put us over the 900 mark? Dare I say? Let me see. Yeah. Holy shit. 900. Nice. Juan, you're the 900th subscriber. Congratulations, buddy. You don't win anything, but thank you. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, so 900 subscribers. Pretty cool for this modest little channel with just doing streaming and all that good stuff. So yeah, not bad. Not bad. I'm happy with that. I'll take that every day of the week. Nice. Andrew Young says, you doing a 1K giveaway? Probably not. Giveaways are just, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of giveaways for a number of different reasons. But that's a different story for another time. Spider2K2 says $8.99 on my end. Refresh, dude, because I just saw it 900 on mine. Juan Fuentes says, yay. Nice. Thank you, Juan. Appreciate that, brother. Again, welcome to the family, bro. Thank you. So on international parts, you do have to email high-Q, which is somewhat a pain in the ass, but still the fact that you can order directly from high-Q is pretty damned awesome. They are just amazing quality in everything that they do. I mean, they're your typical Japanese quality, which is just amazing quality. So yeah, So I highly, highly recommend all of their products. Just insane. Spacer 53, is there a way to translate the HiQ Parts website? Number one, use Chrome. But then also, I think there may be like a language selection up near the top. If I might be wrong on that, but take a look up in this area of their website maybe. And there might be a place to switch to like English or something like that. But anyway, if you don't see that, use Chrome and it'll translate for you. And then you can kind of move around at an easier clip. So yeah. Let's see. Sorvon Zero over there on Twitch says 1K sub party soon. Who knows? Maybe. Let's see. Bailey says the Onigiri file is tops. I love mine. Yeah. Google Translate is your best friend. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Freddy Torres says I'm doing a sticker giveaway soon. There you go. Nice. Hasaki Art says they have masking circles, amazing stuff in different sizes. A must-have, in my opinion. Andrew Young, I don't believe in giveaways. I don't win, so I don't believe in them. Well, there you go, I guess, right? Julius Dembski says, Tim, I painted a part with white paint. However, it came out light gray. I'm assuming because of the gray primer. How do you get your white parts to look white? Great question. So, white, the color white in any paint line, I don't care what paint line it is. Tamiya, Mr. Color, SMS, Gaia, Finishers, whatever. The color white is the hardest color to paint. Doesn't matter what brand it is. It just is. Followed by yellow, followed by red, warmer colors. So, the best thing to do with white, the thing that I've found to do is, number one, if you do not have pre-thinned paint, such as SMS, Gaia, etc., is to make sure to thin out the white more than what you do with other colors in that same line. So for me, I thin Mr. Color white down a lot, like a lot more than everything else, almost to like a water consistency. And then it's more important with the color white, and I know a lot of guys are saying this in the chat, light layers, multiple light layers of that white to build up that saturation. Also too, if you can use like a white primer if you really want it to you know, be a kind of a stark white. Otherwise I would use the gray primer, and that'll give you a more subtle white. So yeah, so that's what I would suggest. But yeah, it's the hardest color to paint, hands down. Bailey says prime white. Hasaki Art white primer. Yep. White out isn't white. Scuffle. Oh my. Spacer F53, how about challenging us to build something? But you know what? That's the thing, though. There's so many build competitions going on right now that it's just like, you know. I mean, you got what, Zach's Kotobukiya competition. You've got Cam's, well, hell, Cam and It's a Gundam build your original mech competitions. You've got Gundam Builders Australia. They're running a competition. Gundam Builders UK is running a competition, I think. Just so many competitions out there that it's just like competition overload, right? It's like, which one do you want to really enter? Honestly, I don't know. I'd probably get lost in the weeds, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I think we just do something, you know, kind of celebrate 1K, because it's still, dude, guys, it's still a ways off. You know, I would probably say it's still, you know, several months away, right? Okay, so the thing is, you guys, I don't get caught up that much on numbers, right? Seeing 900, yeah, that's cool. That is really, really cool. And don't get me wrong, I am immensely, immensely thankful for that number. But it's like a dick measuring contest, right? It's like, come on, I don't need that. Confident in my 900. As small as it is, I'm confident in my 900. That'll come back to bite me. Anyway, Saki or Tim, you should, for the 1K, you should hold a Exceed Gundam head group build. Interesting. Kennesim, what I did, add a small drop of blue and white primer or gray in white primer. Interesting. Interesting. Andrew Young, or one tiny droplet of gray or black and white paint. There you go. Bailey says, yes, tint your primer so you can get a contrast. Very good. Yes, the Daft Robo. Shane, what's up, brother? He says, hi, Onyx. Nice. Nice. Oh, and look at that, you guys. No Zaku Boys here, too. What's up, James? James won, by the way. Let's see, Dust Drive over there on Twitch. Sorry. He says, hey, Child of Mecha, I'm looking for some accessories or some ideas on accessories for an underwater Gunpla. Any suggestions? Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, you don't necessarily see that too often, like an underwater Gunpla anymore. Mostly your land base, your space base, but not too many people give a lot of respect to the water-based mobile suits. So compliments on that, good sir. For accessories, man, Kotobukiya makes some really good things. What I would do, their MSG line, their modeling support goods line, go search them out on Hobby Search, and man, go hog wild on that shit, because they make a ton of stuff. Weapons, accessories, tanks, like, you know, fuel tanks and things like that. They make these cool kind of barrel tanks for like Gatling guns, but you could probably repurpose those into either large propeller units that you can put on the back, or maybe auxiliary air tanks or something like that you can kind of makeshift into an aqua-based accessory. So I'm a huge supporter of Kotobukiya MSG parts and kits and things. So that, above all else, I would definitely recommend. They also make kind of the those gigantic hand units and things, and then they also make cool kind of tri-claw units to kind of replace on some of the water-based Xeon suits, which look amazing, by the way. So yeah, so I would definitely search out those and start from there. So good question. Good question. Let's go back up here. Let's see. Hasaki Art says, yeah, Gundam heads are easy build. Chris R says, I have like 5 squirreled away. Nice. Squirreled away like in a hobby hole. Half-Sight, if you're using acrylics, try using white artist's ink. They have a super high pigment and spray really well. Interesting. Spider 2K2, James 2, thanks for the IAG. It's a Gundam shout out. You're welcome, man. Andrew Young, yeah, okay, but Cam's contest is crazy. E-Day Toy Maker as judges, come on. I mean, yeah. I mean, if I had time to enter that, I absolutely would, but I think I would get shafted because one of the judges and I have had past issues. What are you going to do? Let's see. Captain Weirdbeard says, "Yo, what's up, Captain Weirdbeard? Reporting for duty, sir." Let's see. There is a high-grade Aqua Gundam out too. Yeah, and an Aqua GM too, which is kind of cool. Scuffle, meh. Just paint it as white as you can, and then put it on the shelf with a really strong hyper white LED bulb fixed. Oh, Scuffle in his cutting corners. I love him. Hasaki Art. Speaking of underwater gunpla, how about a master grade high GOG for the 30th 0080 anniversary? Dude, I hope. It would be amazing. What was it? The Zagok? Or the Zoc, or whatever it is. The one with the boomerangs in the head and the giant eyeball with the huge hands. That thing was cool, man. And it wrecked ass in Gundam Unicorn during the Torrington base raid. I mean, it was flipping boomerangs all over the damn place and just causing mass havoc on Fetty suits. Zogok. Okay, I was close. But hey. But that would be amazing. That would be awesome. I know they have a high grade of it, but I want a master grade of that thing. And I would just go hog wild on that thing. I would. I so would. It would be nuts. Andrew Young, still waiting for Kodo option parts that haven't been restocked for more than a year. Okay, so Andrew, one thing that you have to keep in mind about the Kodo parts is that some of them, and I honestly think most of them, are getting kind of like redone, refurbished, if you will, by Kodo to make the excuse me, to make the pieces sharper, with better clarity overall. So research what you've been looking for. Chances are it might have a new version, and that particular version that you have is just basically discontinued because it's the old version of it. So try that again, because I've done that before, and yeah, I found that the new versions, the renewal, thank you, Freddie, I couldn't remember what they called it. Yeah, the renewal versions are trickling out now, and have been for probably several months, if not a year or so. So yeah, dude, check that out. Check that out. Let's see. Daft Robo, haha, Office reference, nice. Chris R, going to pass out. I have inventory at 3 a.m. Catch you all on Wednesday. Good night, Chris. 3 a.m. That's an early start, man. Spider 2K2 or 2K2. I'm currently disappointed with Nissan Yasen's recent free shipping promo. They said it would be 24 hours, but it only lasted 6 to 7. Oh, Nippon Yasen. I saw Nissan Yasen. I'm like, what? Nippon Yasen. Spell check for the win. Got him. Yeah, I saw that, and I looked on their website, and I didn't see really anything that I liked, mainly because they like to charge a lot. But I was like, no. Zogok, that's the one. Yeah. Dust Drive, the AC guy scene in Thunderbolt was so Navy SEAL feeling, right? That was good too. That was good. One of my favorite scenes in the second Thunderbolt chapter. Excuse me. Bailey says the Zagok E would make sense because it was in 0080. Yes, I would love a Zagok E with the big giant blue arms going everywhere. Yeah, that would be badass. Andrew Young says, yeah, I know they get refurbished. I've been waiting on the new version. It's still out of stock for God knows how long. Man, what are you waiting for? What parts? Jeremy Christopher Russell over there on Facebook, he says, my Master Grade Banshee looks lit under blacklight, not to mention the other Gundam effects. Nice, nice. Blacklight always plays some interesting tricks on things. Saki Art Bernie Burger on the horizon. Wow. I'm not even going to go there. That's a good one. Bernie Burger. Nice. Let's see. Andrew Young says, just some dumb joints for the Mercurius and V8 resin casts. Freddie Torres says Andrew is waiting on that Tango robot. Wow. Wow. Low blow. Oh, good one, Freddie. Good one. Good one. Andrew Young says, so dumb, Henry had the same issue. What materials are they? Because you might be able to get those same type of materials in wave joints. Because wave now makes just a stupid amount of joints in different materials. They have it in the polypropylene, like the polycap material. They also have them in, I believe, ABS, and I also think they might have them in polystyrene as well. I'm not sure. Let's see. Hasaki Art says, I told him, he doesn't listen, LOL. The Kuko 305, any tips on painting fluorescent? Chat. Yeah, painting fluorescent, make sure you start with a white base for your color. That will make the fluorescent pop as much as possible, because fluorescent, what you're basically trying to achieve with a fluorescent paint is kind of like a lighted look, if you will, to make it look like it's lit up. So starting with white underneath of that will help that help aid that look with the fluorescent colors. So make sure you start with a white base. Massively important, and it needs to be like stark white, the whitest of white. So yeah. Andrew Young says, yeah, I'm looking at one particularly. I got it ordered to try. Doesn't really tell me much, but hey, that's cool. He says, but it does irk me about Kodo sometimes with restocks. I mean, they're just like anything else, man. They have production cycles. I mean, I think everybody has seen the size of Bandai's production facility and how shockingly small it is, because, you know, when we see these kits and everything come out, you know, we think they've got like this massive factory, you know, football fields, huge, like, you know, the size of a New York City block or something, right? But no, it's super small. And they've got maybe, what, a dozen, maybe 2 dozen machines going at one time. And I would assume that Kodo is probably either that size or maybe even smaller. So, yeah. Takes a while. But it is what it is. Dust Drive over there on Twitch says, did you finish the Jesta yet? If so, haven't seen it. Yes, I have finished it. I have finished it. It is sitting over yonder there, but haven't shown it yet. What I had mentioned at the top of the stream is make sure you tune in on Wednesday. Wednesday's stream, shit, I dropped a part. Wednesday's stream is going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. Chock full of new information and news and things like that. So definitely check out Wednesday's stream. Yeah. Giant Mega Robot. Yes. Okay, so, you guys, for those of you that don't know Giant Mega Robot, over there on the good old Instagram, he is a very talented modeler, you guys, and he makes some really just kick-ass models. Different things, scratch builds and Star Wars kits and some really cool shit. Go check him out on Instagram, Giant Mega Robot. Extremely, extremely talented. extremely talented. I love his work. There's this kind of like floating farm apparatus that he did that was just kind of really crazy and just stupid good. Probably one of my favorites. So yeah, go check him out on Instagram, you guys. Definitely. Andrew Young says, I'm impatient. Inpatient, not impatient. Inpatient. So he's going in for a procedure, an inpatient procedure. Is it the change, Andrew? Is it? Is it? I don't know. Anyway, Space Rat 53. What I want to do is take one of the Frame Arms girls and kit bash my own MS girl someday. Any advice for that? Dude, yeah. Go hog on it. Dude, yeah. I mean, I think that would be kind of cool, right? Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the whole girl robot thing. So Frame Arms girls, MS girls, that's not really my cup of tea. But hey, I'm not going to knock anybody for liking what they like, right? And I've seen some really great art of, kind of the girl robot thing. So I can't say that I dislike it either, right? It's just not something I'm into. But if you wanted to do that, yeah, what I would probably do is probably go high grade parts, simply because they are smaller scale. They would fit to the body a little bit better, more in terms of what that aesthetic leans toward. Maybe mix in some master grade parts if you have it. So yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. No Zaku Boy, don't tell me what to do. Sorry, James. But you should go follow Giant Mega Robot. Do it. Andrew Young. All right, gotta get off. I'm tired from all the lab stuff I did today. Good night. Good night, Andrew. Good luck with that inpatient procedure. Julius Stamsky. Night. Looking forward to Wednesday. Thank you, Julius. Thank you for watching, brother. Let's see. Donnie Baxter. Donnie's over there on Facebook. He says, Giant Mega Robot is absolutely incredible and a great guy to boot. I happen to agree with Donnie. I happen to agree. Giant Mega Robot is definitely very talented. And Giant Mega Robot says, thanks for the love. He says, hey, man. What's going on, brother? The Daft Robo, how's the 5 a.m. build going? 5 a.m. coming quick. Giant Mega Robot says, it's totally going well. Nice. 5 a.m. build. What? That's nuts. Nuts. Okay. What time is it? It's 11:30. I know Dean was in here. He probably signed off because we weren't building. We were just talking. Sometimes we do that, right? But let's real quick, let's switch back to this here. This little shoulder, right? And probably, I don't think I'm going to surprise anybody by saying this will probably be the last GM Spartan build for a while. Just saying, right? Asterisk Guy says, Andrew is a mental patient. LOL, I knew it, right? Nice. Scupple says, well, we'll email Dean the styrene laid count of 0, no problem. Nice, thank you, Scupple. Oh, shit. Nozaku Boy says, sometimes you mean all the time. Yeah, well, recently all the time, yeah. Because, I don't know, I'm just not into working on the GM Spartan right now. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm just not. I am so laser focused on getting started on the GBWC entry. You guys don't even know. Yeah. It's like I don't even want to work. I don't even want to work on this thing. Like, I could just say, screw the GM Spartan, let's just talk. Right? Seriously. What are you going to do? Alex Kim, Alex Dedoof on YouTube, if you guys aren't familiar. Alex, I think, just passed 1,000, so congrats to him. He says, greetings from sunny Nagoya. What's going on, Alex? Good to see you, buddy. Mr. B Plamo Builder says, I don't want this to stop. Dude, it won't stop. We'll be here Wednesday. We'll be straight building good stuff. It just won't be the GM Spartan, but we'll continue building. So don't worry about that. Scuffle, have you or are you planning to do SD cross high grade or maybe even high grade / master grade custom? Not really. It's just not. I don't know. It's not on my radar right now. I have other more bigger priorities than that. So probably not anytime soon. Freddy Torres, I'm still snapping my kits for my entry. Technically, I am too. Still waiting on some of mine, but they're going to be in this week. Yes! You know what? Screw this. We're going one camera. We're talking for the rest of the damn night, you guys. I don't care what you people say. We're talking. Let's talk. Shall we? We ain't building tonight. We're talking. Let's do a Q&A. You guys got questions? Ask your questions. Let's go. We'll answer some questions. Let's go straight Q&A. Fuck it. That's the type of attitude that I have right now. Screw it. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's run down this chat. Spider2K2, James 2. Tim, just start your GBWC build then. Wednesday. Wednesday. Alex Kim, thanks. Oh, I missed the stream, it seems. No, dude. We still got technically another half hour. But shit, Friday. If you guys missed Friday, you guys missed an epic stream. We almost went 4 hours on Friday, you guys. Just going crazy, right? So yeah, it'll be fun. Let's see, Scuffle. I mean, if you're not feeling like doing the Spartan right now, maybe you need a fun, not so technical build to do. Yeah, you know, the thing with the Spartan though, and I will tell you this, the thing with the Spartan is it was filler content, right? I didn't want to show you the rest of the Jesta because it was done, and then I didn't have enough kits to start on the GBWC entry, so yeah, the Jesta was just filler, right? I didn't really have much motivation to really work on the Spartan. I know I said Jesta, but the Spartan. So what are you gonna do, right? It is what it is. Not that I don't want to finish the Spartan. I do in the future. But the Spartan's not going to get me to Japan. That's the thing. The Spartan's not going to get me to Japan. Uh-oh. Jeremy Christopher Russell. Screen's black. Why is the screen black? Ooh. What happened to Facebook? Looks like it ended. What's up with that? YouTube is good. And it looks like Twitch is good. Oh, now it looks like Facebook is back. That's weird. Jeremy Christopher Russell, are we good again? Huh. That was really odd. I don't know, you guys. Facebook looks like it took a shit on us. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to it. Cool, Donnie Baxter, I see you fine. Good. Good. I don't know. It was weird because I saw it on my side too. Like when I checked the stream, it had gone to some other stream, which is weird. Like it took a shit on it or something. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah. So man, you guys are talking up a storm, and I love that. I just love that. Let's see. Nozaku Boy, yeah, I put my GM Sniper away for the same reasons. Yeah, dude. Freddy Torres made a mistake picking too many kits. Nah. Dust Drive over there on Twitch. Give us the gossip on your GBWC build. Wednesday, dude. Wednesday. Wednesday's gonna be the day. All will be revealed. Wednesday, I'll talk about GBWC. Wednesday, I'll talk about the kits within the within the build. Wednesday will be kind of a reveal on other things. Wednesday. Let's see. Alex the Doof. He's over here on YouTube now. He says, I'll pop on here. Nice. Scuffle, I mean, if you're not feeling like doing Spartan right now, maybe you need to do... Oh, we already read that. Sorry. Whoops. Let's see. Space Rat 53 working on my P Bandai high grade axe Zaku tonight. Just taking my time cleaning it up and filling in seam lines as I build it. One of my favorite Xeon MS designs. Wish it wasn't P Bandai, but I got it anyway. Nice. Doc Robo. Fuck it. Gary Gumpa. What's up, Gary? Just got to work. I'm back. Woot. Nice. Thank you for watching from work, man. Spider2K2. By the way, Tim, remember earlier we were talking about the emblems? I sent you the one via Messenger. Yes, I saw that, James. Thank you very much. And I think I have that in my archive somewhere, high res or something. Bailey says, I bet Kawaguchi and Bandai will be looking for GM Sniper 2 variants for the 0080 30th. That wouldn't surprise me, right? Mr. B. Plamo, Mr. Barack says, no, I will be flying. I don't want this to stop. No, please don't go. Oh, man, I love Barack, man. He's flying to Europe, you guys. That's awesome, dude. Sweet. Alex to do fresh haircut, bruh. Yeah, you know. It's getting shaggy. He says, oh my god, the subway seats here in Japan are heated. My ass is on fire. Hasaki Art, he says, the problem is once you detail up / customized builds, it's almost impossible to do any easy builds afterwards. Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. Man. Vlad over there on YouTube, because I'm going to butcher his name regardless. He says, I'm just straight building a heavy guard from border break and only panel lining. Hey, border break's pretty damn cool, man. Yeah. Let's see. Edward Joy over there on Facebook. Still good on Facebook. Thank you, Edward. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for watching as well, brother. Thank you. Excuse me. Whew. Gary Gumpla says, oh, Wednesday. Wednesday's the day. Astray Kai, I want to start working with epoxy putty. So many things I can do with that stuff. Yes. Shaping, increasing the size of parts, filling in voids, leveling parts that are uneven, all sorts of amazing things that you can do with epoxy putty. Highly suggest Tamiya's quick type epoxy putty, by the way. So if you're in the market for that, that's what I would recommend. Alex the Doof Studios, isn't it the 40th anniversary for Gundam? Yes, 0080 is the for Gundam, but it's the 30th for 0080. Yes. Dust Drive, when you went to Japan, what are some of the best things you ate? Oh, dude. Dust Drive over there on Twitch asks a very good question. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not the most adventurous of eaters. So the best thing that I ate in Japan was, you guys are going to kill me for this, but McDonald's. And the reason why, let me tell you this. The reason why that was the best thing I had there was because in Japan, they take pride in everything that they do. They have very, very high discipline in everything that they do, for the most part, obviously. But their expectation of quality is extremely, extremely high, right? So when you go to McDonald's here in the States, you get, you know, a flattened grease burger that's just like, whatever. Doesn't look anything like the picture. When you go to Japan and you order the same thing, it looks better than it does on the pictures or on commercials or anything like that. It looks better than that. I've never had a better McDonald's burger than the one in Japan. And the fries were amazing and all that. So hate me if you want, but yes, that was the best thing I had in Japan was McDonald's. And the people in McDonald's, like, serving you, like, taking your order and everything, smiles for days, you know, would say thank you in English, you know, nothing else, but, you know, to thank me in English was very respectable, it was a very nice touch, right? So, yeah, that was the best thing I had to eat in Japan. Like I said, I'm not an adventurous eater. I eat things that are comfortable to me. So yeah, I probably missed out on some really good food, and I will openly admit that. But again, I am not one to just go in and try something new. What are you gonna do? Space Rat 53, I'm kind of thinking of doing a custom GM Sniper 2 to go with my custom GM Kai. The customization for it probably won't be as extensive, but giving it the sniper rifle from the Master Grade GM ground type, that could be interesting. That's kind of the same thing that they did for the GM Sniper 2 White Dingoes version. They gave it that sniper rifle from the GM ground and painted it kind of in a matching paint scheme, and it looked pretty good. So yeah, I'm all for that. Freddie Torres, Andrew already have the 1v1 Harrow build-off planned in March as a break from GBWC. There you go, too. Oh, Andrew and I. Okay, cool. Travis G over there on YouTube, he says, "Hey, Tim, what's up? Just listening to the stream while working on my Master Grade Death Scythe. Awesome. Did you say Giant Mega Robot was good to subscribe to? If so, where can I find him?" Instagram. He is on Instagram. Giant Mega Robot. Yes. Extremely talented. Travis G also says, Japan does any other country's food better than that country, even fast food, haha, and yes, service is 100% unparalleled. Yeah, you know, I think it has to do more with culture, and their priority of respect, discipline for, you know, their fellow citizens, right? You know, sadly here in the U.S., it's more about the individual, but over there, it's more about the collective. It's more about the community, what the community and the society is happy with, and what they deem is appropriate and respectful and things like that. So I think that has a lot to do with their expectations of quality, their expectations of service, and just, you know, their overall kind of discipline level. So I think that plays, honestly, probably the biggest part in all of it. But yeah, man, it's just everything in Japan, from a foreigner's standpoint, you know, from an American standpoint, and, you know, foreigner outside of Japan, it's just really quite amazing to see the cultural differences, right? For me, I really respect the level of discipline, the priority of society over individual, things of that nature, because I am kind of you know, more in tune with that kind of dharma, if you will, or thought process, or what have you. Yeah, going there and kind of seeing it in action and seeing it to kind of the nth level of success, really quite amazing. So that's why I love visiting Japan. Can't wait to go back. It's just a great time, and it's a great place to visit. Now, obviously, I've heard horror stories of people living there, and, you know, let's face it, every place is different when you live there as opposed to when you just visit, right? Pros and cons, you have to take the good with the bad, I guess, but to visit, man, it was amazing. I had a great time. Love to go back. Yeah. Ultraman Dinah, how long were you in Japan when you went? We were there for 4 days. It was supposed to be 5, but American or United Airlines fucked us out of 1 day because they overbooked our first flight, and we didn't leave the airport for an hour and a half, which meant we missed our connecting flight, and it was the only connecting flight from San Francisco to Japan that day, so we had to stay over the night, and we missed an entire day of Japanese fun and revelry. But on the bright side of things is that we got to meet up with Tom Mera, 8-Bit Tom, for those of you guys that follow him on Instagram, Facebook, and all that good stuff. If you guys are out on the West Coast, you'll probably know who 8-Bit Tom was. He did very, very well this past year's SCGMC, won a ton of awards. Wonderful gentleman. He took me and my wife out to dinner and just kind of, you know, helped us spend a nice evening out, which was really, really fun. And that was very much a silver lining to that cloudy day. So, yeah, kudos to 8-Bit Tom. Follow him if you don't. He's a good dude. He's a really good modeler, too. Instagram and Facebook both. 8-Bit Tom. Yeah, so I was there for 4 days. Should have been 5, though. Bailey says to Astrea Kai, make sure to keep a bowl of water to keep your fingers wet when working with epoxy putty. Yes, very good point. Thank you, Bailey. Yeah, that'll keep your fingers from sticking to that shit, because that shit is massively sticky. But for a good reason, though, because it sticks to the plastic really, really well. Let's see. Scuffle says, Tim, did you ever look at those old pictures I sent you of my computer and ask, why the F would somebody do that? I believe so. I believe I did. A bunch of people have sent me pictures in the past, so I have them in my email. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that I did. Nozaku Boy James 1 says Japan was killer back in May. Yes, it's amazing. It's just great to go. Ultraman Donna, going on vacation to anywhere is way different from living there. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed. Space Rat 53, wish I can go to Japan someday, just all the stuff I want to see and do there. Definitely one of those things on my to-do list before I die. Dude, yeah, it's an experience, and it will definitely change your life after seeing how people are, and like I said, the priority of quality and discipline that they have over there. It'll definitely change your perspective on a lot of different things, especially if you're an American. Unfortunately, Americans are very isolated when it comes to travel, especially travel abroad, right, into other countries, other cultures, and stuff like that. Simply because, I mean, let's face it, it's expensive as hell to travel, you know, overseas, and you know, it's tough for most people, right? So that's a huge hurdle for Americans. But when you do get a chance to travel abroad, see other countries and other cultures, and experience that definitely changes your perspective on many, many, many different things. And it helps to open your eyes on different things too, which is really, really useful. So yeah, but Alex the Doof says, unless you've seen Whale Wars, I disagree that all Japanese are proper and follow rules. Yeah, no, and I totally agree with that. You know, Japanese obviously do shitty things, just like everybody does shitty things. So, you know, it's just how people are. You know, sometimes people are inherently shitty, right? There's no getting around inherently shitty people. So, no, I agree. Let's see. Scuffle. He says, went to Japan for a wedding, and instead of cutting the cake, the groom had to chop into a huge tuna with a mini sword. Interesting. Dust Drive over there on Twitch, he says, do you like using putty to fill seam lines? Only in a pinch. Only in a pinch. You know, what I would use is either this stuff here, Plastic Magic, or your good old Tamiya Extra Thin. Either one of these, Jesus, will help to fuse the two parts together. And then you kind of get that nice little squeeze out of molten plastic. Then you can come back, shave that off, sand it down, and then your seam will be, for the most part, smooth. Now, in the event that you have, some minor gaps or indentations or whatever, I wouldn't necessarily go for the putty right away. What I have done a lot here within the past year or two is use super glue on those minor imperfections. The reason why is because this stuff is more dense than your filler putty and stuff like that, and obviously since it's an adhesive, it will hold a lot better than any putty that you're going to put into those minor surface imperfections and things. So, and this one in particular is my super glue of choice. This is Loctite Ultra Liquid Control. And, like many other things, you can get that on the Amazon link below on Twitch and YouTube on that side if you guys are watching on Facebook. But yeah, Ultra Liquid Control, this is the best stuff right here. It sands beautifully, super, super smooth. The density, like I said, is very, very close to Bandai plastic. And it's just a joy to work with, really. And if you have like larger gaps, then you can add a little baby powder in there to really kind of thicken it up, and kind of get a denser mix, if you will. Yeah, that stuff is really good, really, really good. So yeah, that's what I would use. Let's see. Ultraman Dyna, only 4 days? Dang, I was there in summer of 2016 for 1 month and it still wasn't enough. Damn, dude. I would love to go there. Alex the Duke Studios over there, he says, for the record, Yodobashi sucks. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. No, I agree with Alex, actually, because Yodobashi is probably the most expensive place for buying kits outside of Gundam Base, simply because they're the biggest store in Japan, and they know it. So they know that people will come there simply because it's the biggest, and they'll charge more for kits and stuff. So yeah, no, I totally agree. If you want to really buy kits in Japan, go find like a Tam Tam Hobby or something like that, or go to the Volks store right outside of the Akihabara train station. Volks Akihabara is also the best place to find tools. That's like heaven for me, quite honestly. I dropped a few $100 in there when I went in 2016. So, yeah, no, I agree with Alex. Yodobashi does kind of suck. But, go over there for the experience and the majesty of seeing this massive collection of aisles of kits and stuff like there. Go for the experience, but don't buy shit from there unless you can't find it anyplace else. Which, let's be honest with you, that could be a possibility. Like I bought an ARC Cloudbreaker 1 from there, which I couldn't find anyplace else, and I paid the nose for it. So what are you gonna do? Let's see. Alex says I'm in Japan for 2 weeks now. Lucky. Unless you've seen Will. Oh yeah, we already read that. Ultraman Dyna. I truly dislike foreigners in Japan. LOL. Many of them are very disrespectful. Yeah. Yeah, and and that's kind of one of the things that I am a big kind of proponent of, is like if you're going abroad, if you're going into another country and another culture, do your homework, watch a few YouTube videos at very least, and just kind of see what are some do's and don'ts in that country. Like the Japanese are just dead silent on trains and buses and things, just out of respect for people. So don't, be loud and obnoxious and, doing fucking live streams and shit like that on Instagram, in places like that. It just makes you look like a jackass to the Japanese people. And, let's face it, Americans look like mostly jackasses anyways when we go abroad, just because we don't know any better. But I digress. You know, do a little research. But yeah, Ultraman Die and I totally agree. Totally agree with you. Let's see. Daft Rabo says, "Fuck you, whale." Referencing Whale Wars thing. Nice. Scuffle says, had a bad experience in Genzo where they turned our party away because we weren't all Japanese. Yeah, like I said, there's some inherently shitty people in the world, and you can't get past those because they're everywhere. Everywhere, right? Alex says, yeah, they do that, yeah. Scuffle Studio, or actually Doof says, sometimes Scuffle, they just prefer to turn people away than to deal with not being able to communicate. It happens. And yeah, that's a big thing that I do notice about the Japanese people, is that they would rather not deal with people if there's a language barrier than to try and overcome it, because they feel embarrassed by that language barrier and that they can't communicate, which again is in a roundabout way somewhat of a kind of almost a kind of respect toward that other person, really, because and I'm not saying like it's a perfect way to handle stuff like that. I mean, you want to try, right? But they feel inferior at that point, so they'd rather just not deal with it. So yeah, kind of interesting conundrum. Doff Robo Shane over there, he says 2 thumbs up on that Loctite. 4 for me, buddy. Bailey says that's a more legitimate reason than other places have. Yeah. Scuffle says we don't do that in the Philippines. We just charge you more. Nice. Daff Robo, it is awesome. Nice. Let's see. Mr. B. Plamo. Barack over there on YouTube, he says, I lived in Japan for 5 years when I was a child. I can say that it is a great and beautiful country to visit, but not to live. Yeah, most places are like that because, you know, when you come in and you visit, you know, you see the shine, right? But then once you live there for a little while, that shine starts to become grime, right? And that's with any place. Let's face it, that's with any place. So yeah, I totally understand that. Daff Robo says, night all. Good night, Shane. Thank you for watching, brother. Mr. B. Plamo says, it is very difficult to live there. He says, matter of fact, the first language that I learned to read and write was Japanese and not Spanish. Wow, that's interesting. Space Rat 53, what are some do's and don'ts you picked up from your time there, Tim? Great question. So, like I said before, everyone is basically silent on the bus and on the trains, subways, and things like that. You know, you want to handle yourself with decorum in public. You don't want to be a jackass. You know, like I've said. They have a very, like, one of the lowest crime rates in the world, at least in like Tokyo, right? So that's something to keep in mind. You know, you're not going to see many cops. You're not going to see many security. You're going to see little kids just walking around by themselves in heavily populated areas, and that's perfectly safe over there, right? So those are some things to keep in mind. Don't tip. They do not believe in tipping waiters and waitresses and things like that. Also, they when you are done with your meal, if you're eating out someplace, you actually have to physically call your waiter or waitress, and that's because they are respecting your time. They are not hurrying you up in trying to give you the check. You know, they are, like I said, being respectful. So that's one thing that, you know, we kind of knew about, but it was still tough for us to kind of get our minds wrapped around, because we were actually down in our hotel lounge, kind of the bar lounge area, just having kind of like a late night meal, and we were behind a divider, but then on the other side, kind of catacornered, was kind of the waitress station and everything like that. So, I mean, like, we had to, like, do, like, internet... Shit. Almost knocked the secondary camera away. We had to do, like, the international sign for help here, just to get their attention, because they were, you know, they couldn't see us, right? So that's another big thing. You know, stay... when you're riding the escalators, stay on the right side if you're not moving fast. Yeah, those are some little things. There's a ton of videos on YouTube that you can check out for, you know, common etiquette when going to Japan. I highly recommend them. They came in really handy. And then there's also a bunch of other stuff, useful knowledge of traveling to Japan, like getting a pocket Wi-Fi. That, above all else, was an absolute lifesaver for us. You know, it was constant 4G, unlimited data. It cost like $40 for the 4 days that we were there, and we used it all the time. You can make calls through it. You know, just set your iPhone or your Android to not use cellular, and then you can call through the Wi-Fi. And it was great. You know, we could get online, go, you know, use Google Maps and everything to find our way around. YouTube to watch videos to get, you know, tips and stuff. Like Zach's shopping in Japan videos were like a lifesaver, honestly. It was that little thing was worth its weight in gold. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, yeah. Superset 5, I was looking through my Titanfall 2 book and saw a truck with carbon fiber armor. How would you paint a carbon fiber design in 1/100 scale? That is a great question. So that actually kind of harkens back to... anyway, harkens back to GBWC 2018, and the winner of it all, what is it? The Exia had a carbon fiber paint job on it, and what the guy did was to use kind of like pantyhose or stockings and stuff, and he stretched it over a piece, and you know, first he base coated it in black, like a gloss black, and then he stretched that, you know, nylon pantyhose material over that, and then sprayed over top of that with kind of like a dark silver, and carefully peeled off that stocking, and basically he used it as a stencil, and that created that carbon fiber look to it. It's actually pretty easy to do, and you can do that with a number of different materials. People have done that same type of thing with kind of like cotton, like wads of cotton, and they've gotten these weird kind of marbly effects on paint and everything. It's a pretty cool effect. I've seen people do that with very fine lace, which is kind of a really cool effect if that's the kind of look that you're going for. Yeah, it just used kind of cloth as a stencil at that point. So, yeah, pretty easy to do in common terms, I guess, right? Let's see. Spider 2K2 Scuffle. That sounds just like New Jersey. Nice. Scuffle says, I was just about to say I can walk a block away and see the same disrespect. LOL. Nice. Jesus. Astray Kai, I just want to go to Japan just for the cute Japanese girls. Nice. Mr. Barack Palermo Builder, he says, ciao, bro. You out, Barack? Good night, brother. You and Iris, thank you for coming back and watching. My favorite Gunpla couple, Barack and Iris. They're awesome guys. They're the fucking cutest, I swear. Ultraman Dyna, yes, Pocket Wi-Fi is a lifesaver, dude. It really, really is. Travis G over there on YouTube says, Google Translate is super helpful over there too. Make sure and download the Japanese package. Yeah, at the time that I went, I tried to do that, but Google Translate was not on iPhones and stuff like that, so we kind of had to make do with our own intuition. and lots of pictures. So, yeah, for Android users, it's been around for a while, but for iPhone users, it's not. It's more of it's a newer type of thing. So, Ultraman Dyna. Also, very good app that you can get is Hyperdia. Never heard of it. Have to check that out. Scuffle says, Tim, make a shirt that says, "Where can I buy Gundam in Japanese?" Nice. Ultraman Dyna. It helps you with train schedules and planning. Yes. That was one of the big things that we had to do when we went to Japan. And, you know, the cool thing about Japan is that well, at least Tokyo, is that their subway system is run like a well-oiled machine, you guys. Like, it's crazy efficient, right? And they have trains coming, like, every 5 minutes or so. And when it says that it's getting there at, say, like, 2:05 p.m., like, you can set your watch by it almost. Like, it's 2:05 p.m. You know, if it's like a minute or two late, they come on the loudspeaker and say, "Sorry for the delay," like, of 2 minutes. Like, it's crazy. Like, they're crazy efficient, and very, very detail oriented when it comes to their train schedules. So, yeah, it's insane. But then, you know, having to deal with, you know, being on the right side of the tracks and this, that, and the third for people that live in, you know, bigger cities that ride subways all the time, it shouldn't probably be any different from what you experience now. But for people that don't necessarily ride the subway system every day, like I don't, yeah, it was a bit daunting at first, but you get used to it very, very quickly. Very quickly. Like, baptism by fire. So, yeah, you pick it up like that. And plus the thing with the like the train cards, the Suica cards, the travel cards and stuff like that. Those machines, you can get the English version of those screens on the kiosks and everything. Makes it real easy too. Makes it real easy. And then also just find an old Japanese guy that speaks a little bit of English who's willing to help you, and he was great. Just this little old Japanese guy. Had to be in his 70s, maybe even 80s. Just kind of hunched over, cane and everything. We're working, you know, we're trying to figure out the Suica kiosk and everything at the train station. He comes over. He's just like, "Oh, you need help?" And we're like, yeah, we don't know what to do. "Oh, no problem, no problem." He pushes a couple buttons or everything. He's like, "Oh, English." And we're like, "Oh my God," you know, and everything was in English. And we were just like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." He's like, "Oh, you're welcome, welcome." And he just goes on about his business. Couldn't have been a nicer guy. And, you know, it was really cool. It was kind of like one of those really touching moments for us. And, well, like one of those moments that you'll never forget. It was kind of like that sweet, right? Yeah, that kind of helped us out a lot, right? Ultraman Dyna says Nakano Broadway is a great place to find Gunpla, since there are lots of Mandarakes and other stores where you can find pre-owned kits. Yeah, and that's definitely the way to go, is to get the pre-owned kits, which are basically still brand new kits, but just the fact that they were owned by someone diminishes their cost. It lowers their value at that point. Much like a car. You can drive it off the lot, sell it 2 minutes later, and it's diminished in value 20%. What are you going to do? Same thing with the kits over there. The pre-owned kit stores, yeah, probably the best places to go to find, especially like P Bandai. You can find a lot of them over there. We didn't get a chance to really get into those, unfortunately. I really wanted to go to like Anime Jungle, and look at those, because I've heard a lot of good things about that particular store, and some others, but we just didn't get a chance. We just kind of did the big boys and called it a day. So let's see, Ultraman Dyna, they're basically new, but the box may have a small dent, if that. Yeah, exactly. Let's see, Scuffle says, if you thought he was 70, he was probably 90. We Asians don't age and look like we're in our 20s until we hit around 65, and then age all that time in one day. Damn, dude. That's funny. That is funny though. Yeah, he was an older gentleman. Definitely an older gentleman. Ultraman Dyna, on more than one occasion, I had people literally go out of their way to sometimes take me and show me where I needed to go. Yeah, some people are just super fucking cool, man. What can you say, right? Ultraman Dyna says, you can find some hard-to-find kits in there, too. Yeah. He says you would have gone crazy in those. I probably would have. I've seen videos of, you know, like secondhand kits, or secondhand kit stores. Yeah, just nuts. Like, we went into one of the mandarakes there in Akihabara, and you know, from what I've been able to understand, mandarakes are somewhat hit and miss. One day it's great, the next day it's shit, right? You don't find crap in there. And from what I could tell, we went on a very down day. Like, there was nothing in there of any interest to me whatsoever. Which was unfortunate because I've heard epic stories about Mandarake, and I was really looking forward to it too. But it just wasn't in the cards that day, that time that we went. Just, they didn't have great stock. I did find a couple books that I wanted, and that was really cool. But yeah, as far as kits, it was just kind of poo-poo. So it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Win GBWC and go back. So there we are. All right. So guys, Wednesday is going to be a big day for us. Big day. I highly suggest tuning in. It would be smart. It would be very smart. So, you can say goodbye to this guy for a while. Not indefinitely, just a while. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good, you guys. I swear. Yeah. Scuffle says in monster truck voice, Wednesday. Nice. Wednesday. Coming out to the market arena. Gravedigger. Bigfoot. Jesus. You got me to break out the monster truck voice there, Scuffle. Hope you're happy. Oh, man. All right, you guys. Hey, it's 12:13. We had a pretty good stream. We didn't do a lot of building. We just did a lot of talking tonight. And that's fine because, like I said, I didn't really want to work on the GM Spartan. I haven't wanted to work on it any of these streams, if I'm being honest. I just want to get to work on the damn GBWC build and just get going on that thing because it's going to be great. So, without any further ado, hey, you guys, if you like these style t-shirts, why don't you go over to childofmecha.com, hit the store button at the top. You'll find t-shirts and bags and hats and all sorts of stuff, cool stuff over there. Peruse. And like I said, Wednesday will be a big day for things, and could be a big day for the store too. So, hey, check that out as well. What else? If you saw any of the stuff that we displayed here tonight, I really don't want to say we worked with. The things that we showed, you can find most of that stuff on the Amazon link below on YouTube and Twitch. This side if you're watching on Facebook. And yeah, all that good stuff. You can find books in there for inspiration. You can find camera gear in there for streaming. All sorts of fun stuff. But yeah. Guys, I can't stress this enough. Come back Wednesday. Be here from the beginning because it's just going to be kind of action-packed the whole time. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. So, you guys, good night. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Be safe out there. Build something cool. And, man, I can't wait for you guys. I can't wait for you guys to experience Wednesday. Because I can't wait to experience Wednesday. So, without any further ado, good night, everyone.